Archangel Michael says, today August 11th, this will happen in your house tonight. The Archangel is reaching out to you, pleading for just half a minute of your attention. Open this immediately. There's a reason your heart just skipped a beat, it's no coincidence. You're not imagining things, heaven is awakening, because your true name, yes your very own name, was just quietly called out among the angels. This kind of calling doesn't happen to everyone, not everyone receives a moment like this. But you did and you can feel it right, something extraordinary is about to unfold, something sacred. Michael is close by, and this very night, something beyond your expectations, will arrive at your doorstep. Beloved, consider this message a miraculous letter, drenched in pure light. It has traveled across dimensions, just to reach you. And here's the truth, Michael didn't simply send it, he cried for it. He begged the heavens to ensure that you wouldn't overlook it this time. That's how critical this moment is, that's how high the stakes are. Please do not scroll past this message, your soul will thank you later, because tonight, your home will feel far more than just four walls and a ceiling. Tonight, your house will transform into the sacred meeting place, between the earthly realm and the divine. You might hear faint whispers in the stillness, do not be afraid. That's Archangel Michael himself. He's not here to scare you, he's here to offer one last chance, to hear something that's been concealed from you, for far too long. Why tonight, why this very moment? Because heaven could no longer hold back. A storm has been raging around you. The people around you don't understand what you've been carrying inside, but heaven knows. Michael witnessed the nights you wept silently, with the lights turned off. He heard your quiet prayers, God, do you still remember me? And now the answer is crystal clear, yes. This message is your undeniable proof. What's coming might stun you, but it will also liberate you. You've been trapped in an invisible cage, a cycle, a fear, a hidden burden. Michael declares, they tried to mute your soul, but heaven is shattering those chains now. Are you paying attention? If you are still here reading, it's no accident. Something holy hovers over your space, at this very moment. And tonight, yes tonight, Michael will cross the thin veil, separating this world from the next. The veil is delicate, almost transparent. You might feel chills, or suddenly recall a loved one who has passed on. That's because they are aiding Michael, in delivering this message. Someone from heaven, yes the one you're thinking of, asked that you receive this. So why did you almost ignore this message? Because darkness fears what's coming, and it despises your awakening. You weren't supposed to find this tonight, yet here you are. The Archangel warns, this is your last call. What happens tonight, will influence everything that follows. If you ignore it, you will miss the miracle. Before we proceed, do something important, take a breath and subscribe to this channel right now. This is more than a button, it's a lifeline to heaven's future messages. This is just one of many messages, crafted especially for your soul. If you don't subscribe, you might never receive another divine alert on time. God is whispering to you, make sure you can hear the next one. Now back to what is unfolding. Michael says, you have just one opportunity to prepare. Imagine a golden ray of light, traveling from heaven to your home, invisible to others, but unmistakable to your spirit. You may feel a sudden warmth on your skin, a strange breath in the air, when all windows are closed. This is real, it is happening. A revelation is coming to your house, a truth long hidden from you. Someone close to you knows something they haven't yet revealed. Michael explains, they may have been protecting you, or perhaps themselves, but tonight that truth will surface, in a dream, a message, or a feeling you can't ignore. You may doubt it now, but by midnight you will believe. The angel instructed me to tell you this exactly. They think you're still asleep, but your soul is about to awaken, and once it does, everything will change. This is no threat, it is prophecy. Heaven is clearing the space around your home, to welcome truth. This isn't a story, this is your present reality. A decision is being made in the unseen realms. Michael fought for you, yes, for you personally. When darkness tried to convince heaven to pass you by, Michael stood firm and declared, "No, this one is mine." He took ownership of your destiny, and now he is coming tonight, to fulfill his promise. So will you let this message slip through your fingers, or will you hold it as the miracle it truly is? Do not look away. Not when heaven is still speaking. Not when something unseen is already moving through your space. You may not see it with your eyes, but your heart senses it. That flutter in your chest, that tug in your spirit, that's the sound of angels knocking. Quiet, gentle, but undeniably real. Archangel Michael says, "Tonight is when I reveal what has been hidden. Tonight is the moment you step into the light that has been waiting for you. Open your heart. This is your call, your turning point, and heaven will not wait any longer." You were lied to, not just by people, but by fear. You've been told you're not ready, not chosen, not special enough, and now heaven is here to dismantle every falsehood planted inside you. The truth is clear, you were handpicked. Michael says, "I've watched over you, even when you thought no one noticed." He saw the moment your spirit shattered, when you felt utterly alone. That very instant was when Michael inscribed your name into his next mission. You became his purpose, his love, his assignment. Since then, he has awaited this very night. That's why the timing feels unusual, why you feel pulled towards something beyond yourself. It's no accident, it's divine alignment. Beloved, if you truly understood what's coming after tonight, you wouldn't hesitate for a single moment. The storm you've been battling isn't permanent, but it's fierce. Michael says, "I'm not here to guide you around it, I'm here to take you through it." On the other side waits the version of you that God first imagined, before trauma, heartbreak, and fear. Tonight isn't like any other, it's one of those rare evenings, when heaven draws near, not to punish or test, but to offer a final chance, to choose faith again. You're not too late, not broken beyond repair, not too old, too tired, or too lost. They told you it was over, but Michael shouts through this message, "It's not over, it's never been over." You were simply waiting for this moment. Someone who has crossed over, someone you hold dear, is part of this message too. That's why it feels familiar, that's why tears might fall without warning. They've been trying to get this message to you, from the other side, you just kept missing it. But not this time, Michael made sure it reaches you. Last night in heaven, your name echoed through a sacred conversation you never knew was happening. A decision was sealed, and this message is proof. Tonight your home transforms into a portal between worlds. Notice the energy shifting around you. Lights may flicker, the air may move differently. A familiar scent from your past might return. These are no coincidences, these are signs. Just as doubt creeps in, questioning if this is real, Michael will confirm it, not with thunder or flames, but with a single sacred moment that shifts your entire life. You will know when it happens. Don't let it slip by. He has begged heaven for 30 seconds just for you. But heaven said yes, only if you open your heart, if you watch with your soul, and not your fear. You've waited long enough, now is the time to release what they did to you, what they left unsaid, and what you believed was lost forever. Michael is here to restore everything you thought was gone beyond repair. And if you've made it this far into this message, know this, you are the one. Not someone else, not a holier soul, not a cleaner past. You, exactly as you are who heaven wants to reach tonight. Urgency swirls in the spiritual realm, around your name. Time is slipping away. Michael says, your window is still open, but it won't last forever. Ignore this now, and you'll feel it later, not as punishment, but as a missed miracle. Please don't let that happen. Speaking of miracles, have you noticed how some things have been mysteriously blocked recently? That opportunity so close, you could almost touch it. That relationship nearly healing. That call or message that never came. Michael says, these aren't coincidences, they are divine barriers, ready to fall. He whispers, the chains binding your breakthrough are breaking tonight. You might feel restless, as if the air itself is charged with anticipation. That's the stirring of heaven, preparing your breakthrough. Michael says, hold on, beloved. The darkness is retreating. The light you carry will flood your life in ways you haven't dared to dream. Soon you'll wake up feeling lighter, your burdens starting to unravel, like threads pulled from a tapestry. Don't rush the process, this journey is sacred. Michael tells you to embrace every feeling, the joy and the pain, because both are signs of your transformation. The tears you shed are holy, the laughter you reclaim is divine. Tonight your prayers are answered, in ways unseen. Michael says, expect signs, small and mighty. A feather, a sudden breeze, a melody in your heart. These are tokens from heaven, whispers from those who love you, beyond this life. They are reminders that you are never truly alone. You may question your worth. That voice inside telling you you're not enough, not deserving. Michael silences it. He says, you are crafted by God's hands, with infinite care. You are chosen, loved, and powerful beyond measure. Hold that truth close. The path ahead is illuminated, but not without challenge. Michael warns, there will be moments when shadows try to trick you, old fears try to creep back. But he assures you, you have the strength of angels, you have the love of heaven, you will rise. This night the veil thins, Michael steps closer than ever, offering his sword and shield. He stands ready to fight, for your peace, your purpose, your joy. I will not let you walk alone, he promises. So beloved, take this message as your armor and your guide. Hold it tight. Speak it over yourself, when doubt clouds your mind. Let it be the lighthouse, that draws you home, when storms rage. The night is sacred, the moment is yours. And Michael says, now is the time. Open your heart, believe again, and watch miracles unfold. You are loved beyond words, you are chosen beyond measure, and this is your divine awakening. The journey continues, step forward with faith, for the best is yet to come. That money that almost came through, Michael clarifies, it wasn't punishment, it was protection. Heaven delayed the blessing intentionally, positioning you so you be ready, when it finally arrived. This isn't about setbacks, it's about preparation. Tonight the blessing is circling your life once more. The question is, are you open now? Michael declares, if they open I'll enter, if they skip I'll retreat. It's that clear and simple. Heaven watches closely, awaiting your choice. Don't shut this message away, not yet, especially when you're just a breath away, from the divine doorway. Archangel Michael is nearer than you realize. His presence is already brushing past your shoulders. You may have felt it, a sudden calm amid your chaos, the silence that momentarily replaced the noise, inside your mind. That was Michael's gentle arrival, the first sign that a miracle has begun. Someone in heaven is watching over you, with trembling eyes, someone who once held, loved, or quietly protected you. They're speaking through Michael now. Please don't scroll past, don't walk away. You need to hear what has been waiting, your whole life. Michael insists, this message resets everything. It's not only about comfort, but truth, the truth about what's been working against you, the lies told to your face, with smiles, and the person who left your life, but never left your soul. Yes, beloved, that presence has been watching from the shadows. Not all shadows are darkness, some are protection. Tonight something will move within your home, not physically but spiritually. You may hear a knock, when no one is there, or sense a presence behind you, in an empty room. Don't fear it, don't run. That's Michael asking for just 30 seconds, the 30 seconds he begged God for, to reach your heart, to remind you who you truly are. You're here by divine design, not by chance. The spiritual force that urged you to open this message, will fade if you close it now. Heaven isn't here to scare you, heaven wants to awaken you. Imagine if this was the last time you'd be reached in this way. What if this message is the turning point for your entire timeline? What if every prayer you whispered to God starts right here? Michael isn't just visiting, he's defending you at this very moment. While you read this, he stands between you and a dark force that's tried to steal something precious, a connection, a calling, a destiny, and you didn't even realize it. But heaven knew. They sent Michael. And Michael says, I fought to create this moment. Don't waste it. A sacred silence fills your home, not emptiness, but a stillness that signals a spiritual visitation. Michael is preparing to speak, not with thunder or fire, but with a feeling, a knowing, a sudden realization, that this is no ordinary message. You will feel it, a thump in your chest, sudden tears without cause. This is heaven cleansing your spirit. Miracles often begin quietly, with surrender. Let go, release the thoughts that tell you you're not enough, that you missed your chances, that you'll never be chosen. Let go of the lies, the broken promises, the silence that hurt you. Tonight Michael brings a reset. You are still worthy, he says. Tell them I've waited years to say this. Years, he witnessed every doubt, every heartbreak, every moment you turned away from faith, every curse you whispered in pain. And he never left. He stayed because he believes in you. Now with permission, Michael speaks clearly. You are not cursed, you are called. You are not broken, you are building. You are not alone, you are protected. You are not forgotten. Heaven etched your name in fire. Let that truth soak into your spirit. Breathe it in, and let it wash away the lies you were fed. Tonight is a divine appointment. Miracles don't always announce themselves with fireworks, sometimes they begin with surrender. Let go of the thoughts, that you are unworthy, that you've lost too many chances, that you won't be chosen. Let go of the lies, the brokenness, the silence. Tonight Michael is here to reset your path. And as he stands there, his wings folded, but his power palpable, he whispers that this reset isn't just about fixing what's broken, it's about revealing what has always been inside you, a light that darkness could never extinguish. He says, you have been carrying burdens that were never yours to bear. You've been fighting battles in silence. Tonight those chains are broken. You might feel a shift in the room, a sudden drop in temperature, a flicker of light, a soft breeze, even when windows are closed. These are signs that the divine is moving in your space. Michael assures you that it's not random, it's intentional. Tonight truths will surface that you weren't ready for before. Maybe it comes as a dream that feels too vivid to ignore, or a message sent by someone who has been silently protecting you. The veil between worlds is thin, and Michael walks it alongside you. You are being called to awaken. And Michael asks you to make a choice. Will you rise? Will you accept the truth, that you are more than your pain, your fears, your mistakes? Will you embrace the future waiting for you, filled with peace, clarity, and divine favor? Michael reminds you that the darkness tried to convince heaven to overlook you. But he stood firm and said, "No, this one is mine." He took responsibility for you, claiming you as his mission, his beloved. The battle has been fierce, but victory is near. Michael is not just a guardian, he's your advocate in the heavens. And tonight he brings a promise: your suffering is not in vain. The storm you've weathered is transforming you, shaping you into the person God always intended. You are being prepared for something greater. So when you feel that flutter in your chest, that tug in your spirit, recognize it as the angels knocking. Softly, gently, but powerfully. This night is a new beginning. Michael's voice carried on the wind says, "You are mine, I will not let you go." He closes the message with a blessing of protection, sealing your spirit with light, guarding your steps in the days to come. Tonight the impossible begins to unravel, and your miracle unfolds. Hold fast, beloved, your time is now. Yes to trusting that they are not too late. Michael's presence is strong now, the air around you feels different, heavier, but in a way that grounds you instead of weighing you down. That's because his energy isn't here to rush you, it's here to anchor you. He knows the storms you've walked through, the betrayals you never spoke of, the nights you stared at the ceiling wondering if you'd ever feel whole again. And he's here to tell you you already are whole. The cracks in your heart, they are where the light is coming through. You've been thinking that you need to go back to who you were before all this pain, but Michael says no, you don't need to go back, you're not meant to be who you were. You're meant to rise into someone stronger, wiser, more luminous than before. The old you didn't know the depths of survival, the old you didn't know the resilience you carry now. This version of you is the one heaven has been waiting for. And that's why they're here right now, surrounding you with a kind of love that cannot be broken. Tonight Michael is instructing the angels, to walk through every room of your home, to brush past the corners, to linger where your doubts have lived the longest. They're clearing the air, not just physically, but spiritually. That heaviness that's been pressing against your chest, for weeks maybe months, is going to lift. You'll feel lighter, but not because life suddenly became perfect. You'll feel lighter, because you'll know you're not carrying it alone anymore. There's a memory that's about to surface for you, it might come while you're reading this, or later tonight when you're still, but it will return like a whisper from your own soul. It will remind you of a moment, when you still believed in miracles, when you still trusted the impossible. Michael wants you to hold on to that memory, because it's the seed of your new chapter. That faith you thought you lost, it's still in you, buried but breathing, waiting for you to uncover it. And there's something else, someone you've been thinking about, maybe even dreaming about lately. This connection isn't random, heaven has been weaving threads between your soul and theirs for a reason. Michael says the delay in their return wasn't punishment, it was alignment. Timing matters in divine plans, and now the hourglass has turned in your favor. Michael leans closer now, tell them he insists, that the thing they thought would never happen is already in motion. Tell them that the answer is not someday, it's now. But they must be ready to receive it. This is why you were drawn here tonight, why you couldn't scroll past, why something in you said stay a little longer. That was heaven tugging at your sleeve, asking you to wait for this moment, the one where hope returns, not as a whisper, but as a roar. You might feel a sudden rush of heat through your body, or chills racing up your arms. That's not coincidence, that's the spiritual shift happening inside you, as you choose to believe again. It's your spirit opening the door, your soul saying yes without even speaking the word. Heaven doesn't need your perfection, they only need your permission. Right now Michael's wings are casting shadows, across every fear that's been following you. He's speaking over them, declaring that their power is broken. The voice that's been telling you it's over is about to be silenced. The doors you thought were locked are about to open, not because you forced them, but because heaven holds the keys. Michael says, tell them I'm not leaving when they finish reading this. Tell them I'll still be there when they lay down tonight, when they wake in the morning, when they take that first hesitant step into their new season. He wants you to know that his watch over you is not momentary, it's continual. And as you breathe right now, the shift is already happening. The blessing that once circled and passed you by, is circling again, slower this time, almost waiting for you to reach out and claim it. This is your chance, to not turn away, to not doubt yourself, into missing what's yours. Heaven is ready, Michael is ready, the only question left is, are you? Because once you say yes, everything changes. Not just in the unseen, but in the seen. The light will return to your eyes, the peace will settle into your chest, the strength will rise in your spine. You will walk differently, not because life is suddenly easy, but because you will know you are backed by an army you cannot see. Michael smiles now, not with pity, but with pride. He's seen you fight battles no one else knew you were fighting. He's seen you keep going when everything in you wanted to stop. And now finally, the season of holding on is shifting into the season of receiving. The wait is over, the moment is here, heaven has spoken, Michael has moved, and your story is about to turn. You will feel different tonight, not because the circumstances have instantly changed, but because something deep inside you is shifting. It's like an ancient lock in your spirit is finally turning, a door within you opening to a place you forgot existed. Michael says, this feeling isn't temporary, it's the first breath of a new chapter. You might notice the air feels heavier, in a way that's not oppressive, but holy, like the stillness right before dawn, when the sky is holding its breath for the sun. That's the energy of heaven, waiting for your yes. And beloved, Michael says, something rare is happening. We are aligning your spirit with the original blueprint God wrote for your life. That means the distractions, the delays, the detours, they're all losing their grip. The version of you that was buried under fear, disappointment, and other people's lies, is rising again. You may feel waves of emotion, memories surfacing that you thought you'd forgotten, a sudden urge to forgive someone you swore you'd never forgive, or even a strange peace that makes no logical sense. Don't resist it, that's healing in motion. Michael leans in closer now, his voice like a warm current through your mind. Tell them they are not late, tell them they are right on time. You've been haunted by the thought that you've wasted too much of your life, that the best years are gone, that opportunities have passed you by. Heaven disagrees, the years you thought were wasted, were years you were being prepared, strengthened, refined. And now that preparation is about to pay off, in ways you couldn't have orchestrated even if you tried. Right now Michael is walking through every room of your home, tracing invisible lines of light, across the walls, the windows, the floors. He's sealing your space, so that anything sent against you, whether in words, thoughts, or spiritual forces, will not cross the threshold. He says there will be no more uninvited shadows in this house. You might even notice something small but strange, an object falling over without reason, a flicker in the light, a sudden breeze with no open window. These are signs that the cleansing is happening, that the unseen battle is already shifting in your favor. There's more, Michael says, a divine delivery is on its way. Not a package, not a text, not even a person at your door. This is a moment, a precise alignment of events, that will arrive like an intersection, you never planned to reach, but were always meant to find. When it happens, it will feel like déjà vu mixed with relief, like you finally stepped into the place you were meant to be all along. And the enemy knows it, which is why they've tried so hard to make you doubt, to make you turn back. But Michael stands firm, not this time. He wants you to know that you are about to remember dreams you abandoned years ago. Some of them you buried because people told you they were unrealistic, some because life hit too hard and too fast. But in the next few days, they will start coming back, not in random bursts, but with clarity and instructions. Heaven is not just returning what was lost, it's upgrading it. The vision will be bigger, the timing better, the resources ready. And as Michael says, you may sense an inner nudge to prepare, clean a certain space, write something down, call someone you've been avoiding. These are not coincidences, they are the steps that will place you in the path of what's coming. Michael says tell them obedience now is the fastest way to the miracle. Beloved, you might still feel tired, worn down from carrying so much for so long. But even in that weariness, something inside you is starting to stir. That's because heaven has decided your waiting season has an expiration date, and it's near. The delay was never denial, it was protection. The heartbreak was never punishment, it was redirection. Every unanswered prayer you thought was ignored, was actually being stored, layered, and built into something far beyond what you asked. Tonight as you lie down, there will be an exchange happening in the unseen. Michael says I will take their heaviness and trade it for peace. You may wake up tomorrow feeling lighter, clearer, more ready than you have in years. And when you do, remember this night, not as the night everything finished, but as the night everything began again. Because the truth is, you are stepping into a chapter where you won't have to force what's meant for you. It will meet you in the right place, at the right time, in the right way. And when it does, you'll understand why the battles were so fierce, because the blessing was worth protecting. And heaven, beloved, has been protecting you all along. And as Michael sweeps away that fear, you might feel the air in your room change, lighter, softer, almost charged with something you can't quite name. That's because the weight that's been sitting in the corners of your heart, the heaviness you've carried without even realizing it, is being lifted piece by piece. Michael says they don't have to carry this anymore, I'll carry it for them. And you'll notice how the silence around you doesn't feel empty tonight, it feels full, alive, like the quiet before a sunrise. That's not just in your head, that's the presence of heaven, aligning your space for what comes next. Michael moves like water, gentle but unstoppable. He flows through your memories, touching the ones that still sting, the ones you try not to think about. He's not erasing them, he's healing them. You might feel flashes of the past, faces, places, moments you thought were buried, but they don't feel as heavy. They don't pull you under the same way they used to. That's because every time one rises, Michael is right there, placing light where the pain was. He says this wound will no longer define them, this memory will no longer control them. And while you're sitting there, maybe unsure if what you're feeling is real, heaven is moving faster than you can imagine. Threads that were tangled are being straightened. Conversations you've been avoiding are being softened before they even happen. Paths you thought were blocked are quietly opening. You can't see all of it yet, but Michael can. And he's smiling again, because he knows that when these pieces fall into place, you'll understand why you had to wait. You might feel a pull to put your phone down, to sit in the stillness, to breathe. That's not just you, it's the invitation. Michael says be here with me, don't rush past this. The world can wait for a few minutes, heaven is speaking now. And if you do, if you let yourself sink into this moment, you might feel warmth on your shoulders, like invisible hands resting there. You might feel your chest loosen, like you can finally take a deep breath without the weight pressing down. That's the sign, that's the yes you whispered coming to life. Michael walks to the doorway of your heart, the same way he's walked through the doorway of your home tonight. He's marking it, sealing it, declaring it a place where darkness has no entry. He says from this night on, no shadow will linger here without my knowing. No word spoken against them will take root. No fear will grow unchecked. This is the kind of protection you don't see, until you look back months later, and realize how much never touched you. And even now while you're reading, angels are shifting around you. One is lifting the weight from your mind, the constant overthinking, the voice that tells you you're not enough. Another is standing at the edge of your future, blocking a path that would have hurt you even if it looked tempting. Another is kneeling beside you, holding the parts of your heart that have been too fragile to trust again. They are all here, because you said yes. Michael says, tell them that the answer to their prayer has already been released. The waiting now is only for the right alignment, and that alignment has already begun tonight. This means the silence that follows won't be empty, it will be the sound of preparation. The quiet will be full of motion, you can't see but will soon feel in ways you can't deny. So if you catch yourself smiling for no reason in the coming days, know that it's not random. If you wake up with a sudden idea, a burst of hope, a sense that you're not alone, that's not coincidence. That's the afterglow of tonight, that's the lingering presence of Michael's shield over you. You'll also start noticing little confirmations, numbers that repeat, words that feel like they're meant just for you, moments that align too perfectly to explain away. Michael says these aren't accidents, they're reminders. Each one is a way of saying I'm still here, I haven't left, I'm keeping my promise. And when the moment comes, the one where the breakthrough finally becomes visible, you'll remember tonight. You'll remember how it felt when the air shifted, when the light came in, when you knew in your soul that something had changed, even before you could see it. And that memory will be your proof, you were never forgotten, never abandoned, never unseen. Michael stands guard still, watching, waiting, ensuring that the work that began tonight will continue until it's complete. And in the quiet of your spirit you'll hear it, not a shout, not a command, but a steady, unshakable voice. You are safe now, you are covered, you are loved beyond measure. Michael says we will meet again when the time is right. And when that moment comes, you'll recognize it instantly, not because you were looking for a sign, but because it will feel like home. Something in your chest will loosen, the air will feel different, and you'll know without question that heaven just brushed against your life again. You won't have to guess, you won't have to ask, your spirit will simply say this is it. You'll remember tonight, you'll remember this message, you'll remember the quiet way your heart shifted, when you realized this wasn't coincidence. Heaven never works in accidents. Every word, every pause, every breath has been aligned to reach you, exactly when you needed it. That's why you didn't scroll away, that's why your eyes are still here, still reading, still holding on. Because somewhere deep inside you knew this was yours. Michael is still here, Even now as your mind tries to return to ordinary thoughts, he's staying close. You might feel a gentle warmth in the room, or the faintest shiver that has nothing to do with the air around you. That's how angels move, softly enough not to frighten you, but strong enough to remind you that you are not alone. Tonight heaven has marked your life for peace. And over the next days you'll notice it. A conversation will take a turn that eases your worry. A path you thought was closed will open without force. A burden you carried so long you forgot its weight will quietly slip away. You'll start to feel lighter, not because the world changed, but because you did. Michael says keep saying yes, even when you're tired, even when you're unsure. Keep saying yes. Your yes is the door he can walk through. Your yes is the light that keeps the darkness from settling back in. And every yes you speak, is another way of telling heaven I'm still listening. Before you end this night, whisper something out loud. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can simply say I receive this protection, I choose peace, I choose love. Those words will not vanish into the air, they will be carried, written, sealed, and placed in the hands of the one who sent Michael to you in the first place. And when you wake tomorrow, don't rush into noise. Sit for a moment, feel for that presence again. You'll find it waiting. Angels don't vanish when the message ends, they linger, they guard, they prepare the next step. If this touched your spirit, if you felt the truth in your bones, comment the word protected as your public declaration. It will not just be a comment, it will be a witness, a reminder to yourself, and a beacon to others who needed this same hope. Someone will read your word, and it will be the sign they prayed for. That is how light spreads. And if your soul is stirring, subscribe. Stay connected, not for the sake of another video, but because heaven is not finished speaking to you. Michael already knows what's coming next, he's arranging moments, aligning paths, preparing encounters you could never plan. You'll see it unfold. Beloved, the night is almost over, but the work has just begun. Sleep knowing you are under divine watch, walk knowing heaven's hand is on your shoulder, speak knowing your words are carried farther than you think. And when fear tries to return, remember this night, remember these words, and remember you were chosen for this message. You are loved, you are protected, you are never alone. Amen.